um, a couple of you have asked me in private messages or in the comments section, and then it was deleted, um, why Marty was so special to me, and I'll tell you why. I've had a lot of cats in my life. My particular family, we, shit, everybody but my father, we love animals, and even if we're watching animals, it's our duty. It's a family member, and we've had cats, we've had dogs, um, quite a few. I mean, I know a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine, even casual acquaintances of mine, who I would say was a coworker as opposed to a friend, but there's nothing against that. That have had a family pet, a dog or a cat for a long time, and my family just, we had a pet for a while, and then it passed away or something happened. Marty, I'm trying to compose myself while I make this video here, so just bear with me. Okay, I've had a few drinks in preparation of this video. Like I say in other videos, obviously you know about the fire. I lost Brody. But not even just the fact that I lost Brody, it was the fact that I lost a lot of things in that fire. Marty was given to me as a kind of, okay, let's start from scratch. At the time I was living in a temporary home, and I had bought a few things, a new computer, a new laptop, a new TV, but I was missing something. And even my friends who know me personally and have known me for over 5, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, they noticed something, and my parents as well as my family, the best that I can recall. And Marty was gotten or given to me as a surprise. I came home from work, and there was a sign on my door that said, "Don't be mad, enjoy. Let's hope it brings you smiles," or something like that. And I was like, "What the fuck? What is this?" And I opened my door, and on my bed, sleeping, was Marty, um, this kitten. And after the fire, I kind of, had just gotten Brody literally 48 hours or 24 hours, I forget now, before. And, obviously I lost him in the fire. It was my fault. It wasn't my fault, whatever you want to think about. So I was kind of very bitter. I had spoken to my family, and I was like, no, I don't want another cat. And I was kind of being stubborn. Personally, I think I was rightfully justified, being stubborn. Um, but anyway, so I got home from work. It was a long day. Like literally, I came home and I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm not working. It was a Saturday, I think, um, and I was like, I'm done. And I opened my door, and there's this kitten, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm the kind of guy. I'll be point blank and honest. I absolutely love kittens, puppies, small animals, specifically kittens, and I instantly fell in love. I just wow. And he was young enough where he could be away from his family or mom, if you will, but adoption age basically. And I took him in, and as you know, I made a lot of videos with him. And Marty kind of centered me. After the fire, I kind of, minus talking to friends and people calling me, I did my own thing. I went to work, I went home, that was it. I went to work, went home, that was it. I really didn't do too much. And it was taking its toll. Alcohol, sleep deprivation, a lot of things. Marty kind of mixed it up a little bit, and it was something to focus on. And I said to myself, okay, this is the beginning of a new time, a new chapter in my life. Um, fuck everything else that's happened in the past few years. Car accident, house fire. Marty centered me, and I brought him to this new home, and I was like, okay, we're getting going here. We got the new home. I got Marty. Let's go. And a lot of people have asked me. Marty was only about 6 months old. I had known him since about a month before he moved in. So July, August, September, October into November. I only knew him for 5 months. He was about 6 months old at the time. And people have been asking me, why did, respectfully, most people, some people were just assholes, why Marty hit me so hard. And it's because of how I've been talking about him, how he was supposed to be my guy. I go to work, I come home, Marty was always on my chair, on my couch. Um, uh, he was a surprise. And like any pet, he was so much fun. Um, you've seen the videos, I don't have to rehash. Um, Marty, to me, personally, was supposed to be a new beginning. Kind of like the final chapter, if you will, in the rehash of my life. Because a house fire, and it sounds cheesy to people that have known me for a while, that I keep bringing it up, quote unquote, when people ask me. When you lose everything, and as I've said before in numerous videos, it's one of those things where unless you've experienced it in some capacity or another, whether it's a tornado or a flood or another house fire, heaven, God forbid, you don't know what that's like. And Marty, in oh so many words, he helped me. I came home and there were some days where after work I was just, done. Depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, you name it. I came home and he was there. Um, he put a smile on my face, and that's probably the hardest thing. I come home now. It's been a week, almost two, since I came home and found him. And I wish I was home that day. I wish I had the day off because I could have saved him. And I know it sounds cheesy, cheesy to some of you. It's just a pet. It's just a cat. But to me, it wasn't that. And I'll miss him. And I know it must sound crazy to the average outsider, but he he really helped me out. The honest to God, I don't film unlike Charles Trippy or Shay Carl. I don't film every day of my life. I make vlogs. I talk about things. There were some days where honestly I didn't know what I would do in my life. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. I didn't know, depression wise, personally wise. You can imagine. I'm not gonna speculate, but um, you get the idea. But I came home and that little son of a bitch, he put a smile on my face. Um, he was also the first cat that I remember personally taking care of. My family has had cats before as kittens, and all of us raise them. I don't see them every day, and they grow up with you, and then they unfortunately escape or pass away. Marty was mine. Um, he was my responsibility. I fed him, I pet him, I changed his cat box, I fed him water. He was my responsibility. He was my guy, as I used to say. Um, so I raised him from when I first got him, and to lose him the way I did, coming home from work, having a okay day, and I'll never forget, I left that day, and he was on the chair that I'm sitting on. He always loved my computer chair. Little son of a bitch. Every time I would get up, he would come on this chair and just play. And you know, I I was leaving for work that day, and I turned around to shut the lights off because he had the sunlight, blinds were open, and I looked at him and I was like, "Hey, you little shit." So I played with him for like 2 minutes, and I was late for work that day by like 5 minutes, and part of it was traffic, part of it was getting coffee, and part of it was playing with Marty, playing with Marty. So I'm not gonna lie, losing Marty personally, with everything that I've had um, happen overall with my life over the past few years, sucked. It sucks. It really does. And I know people. There are people way worse off than me. People who are homeless, people who are legit broke, poor, etc. But I'm kind of at the point where I'm fending for myself at this point with depression, with PTSD, with not sleeping, with having nightmares, waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning in a cold sweat, uh, waking up having a nightmare of my room on fire. I mean, fuck all that shit. And Marty was kind of the guy who took me away from that, and to lose him sucked. Um, yeah, that's why. So people who message me or ask me, oh, it's just a cat, oh, it's just a pet. Not to me, and not in my current situation, which I've been very good at hiding from you, my subscribers, and if you're a friend of mine, personal friends of mine, Marty will be missed. It's been almost 2 weeks now, and at the end of the day, I'll be honest, he's just a cat. He's just a pet. It's not like it's a family member or a close personal friend, but like I said, he was the guy, he was the cat, he was my pal. That on a lot of days where I would come home from work, whether at the post office or where I work now, in a shitty mood or not sleeping, and he would put a smile on my face. Um, yeah, that's it. I don't think I'm going to get another cat for a while or at all. I'm kind of at the end of my rope when it comes to pets or animals because, 2 cats ago, I had one burned to death, and then my previous cat, that was kind of the family pet, choked to death with the cone that she had, and then my cat just dies. So I don't think I'll be getting another animal anytime soon. So it's just me. I'm in this room. I go to work, I come home, I go to work, I hang out with friends, I go home, I go to work. Um, but a lot of you were messaging me, messaging me. What's up? Why are you so depressed? Blah blah blah. That's why, and that's all I have to say about that. Um, as Forrest Gump would say. Um, like I said, I've had a few pets in my life. I've had a few cats. Marty was different. Um, and until you experience the problems, pains, and sufferings that I have personally had, again, I can't stress this enough. I know I'm not the worst off person in the world, but at this point, I'm at a loss for words. Um, but if you haven't done so, And this video has gone on way longer than I thought it would. Please watch my video before. That's one that I made for Marty, and you'll understand what I mean. This is BSG Trek Fan 88. Have a good night.